Tonight, we're bringing you an exclusive look into what might be the largest government waste investigation in American history. Elon Musk's DOGE team, working directly under President Trump's orders, has uncovered a staggering $40 billion in questionable spending tied to government credit cards alone. Government credit cards. But that's just the beginning. They found tens of millions of fraudulent Social Security claims, deceased people still receiving benefits, and a web of corruption that reaches the highest levels of government. The deep state is in panic mode, filing countless lawsuits to stop these investigations. So ask yourself, what are they trying to hide? And while Elon Musk and Trump's DOGE team exposed government waste, they uncovered something shocking. Billions wasted on overpriced health programs that don't work. The solution isn't more government spending, it's taking control of your own health. And that's why I trust this revolutionary multi-collagen formula. Unlike bloated government programs, this is real science that delivers real results. I've experienced the transformation myself. Visit healthwithgary.com and get 51% off during our special promotion. Plus, receive free VIP coaching and the exclusive ebook. That's healthwithgary.com. It's linked below. Take control of your health today. Okay. Oh, baby, give me some Marsha Blackburn. DOGE is saving the federal government around $1 billion a day with a goal of saving $3 billion a day. Let's check in with the good senator now.
To uncover, the American people know full well they are overtaxed. Government is overspent, and they are tired of it. And since Inauguration Day, the president has been hard at work on this issue, getting the economy under control. And one of the first things he did back in office was to establish the Department of Government Efficiency. It is being led by Elon Musk, and the agency is working to uncover and eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse from the federal government. And to no one's surprise, DOGE has found a lot of waste, especially with programs that should never have been put on the books in the first place.
Oh, and we have been covering those programs in great detail. Here we have more. This is the Treasury Secretary. This is George Beasy tweets. Secretary Treasury Scott Besent. When I came in, we all think there's waste, there's abuse. I think there may be some real fraud here. Real fraud, not just waste, fraud, and abuse, but real fraud. Let's listen.
Use. I think when I came in, we all think there's waste, there's abuse. I think there may be some real fraud here, Brett.
Real fraud, and it is all being exposed by the DOGE boys. Here we have Errol Weber. You ever wanted to know if a duck's quack echoes? Well, we were paying $4 million?
Musk has access to the Treasury payments. So we're still mad about the grocery prices that didn't come down, even though Trump has only been in office for a couple weeks. And now we're mad that Elon Musk has access to the Treasury payments. But what I want to know is, why aren't we mad about the fact that we've been auto-paying anybody that asks for money, even if it's a terrorist group? You guys are constantly saying that we're the uneducated side, but why aren't you guys questioning the fact that the highest-ranking Treasury official would rather resign than agree to an audit?
Yeah, well, they resign, right? Dr. Trumpenstein, War Room's Natalie Winters takes center stage and captivates the crowd. The deep state and MSM are now broken. Let's cut to that moment.
That much. Hi, everyone. Am I doing the podium? I'm taking over? You're going to leave for 4 months and make me host the show? Hi, everyone. Yeah, please don't. I love hosting the show, but not that much. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming and being here. It's always an honor to be able to see the War Room posse in the flesh. I have to say, I've been having to field, as you could probably imagine, a lot of interviews from virtually everyone in the mainstream press. Shout out to Daily Mail. But I always love knowing that you guys have my back, and every single time that they try to attack me or impugn my work, I always say, well, you know what? Last time I checked the viewership and both the quantity and quality of audience, I think War Room is on a perpendicular track with every other outlet in that press briefing room. you don't believe me, just ask Kevin McCarthy. The funniest part, though, I've probably said that now like 20 times. No one's ever quoted me on it. They choose to depict me as a, dumb 23-year-old. Well, how about this? I'll keep exposing you guys with my scoops. And speaking of that, we'll get to some scoops. But I was watching MSNBC last night, and I was doing other things, and I heard the words regime change. They said it, and I'm like, wow, MSNBC saying regime change. How often do you hear that? And it made me realize last night that what we are witnessing right now is essentially a battle of regime changes, right? We have what DOGE and what President Trump is trying to do, and then you have what the color revolution, you can call them extraordinaires or apparatchiks or globalist henchmen, take your pick, but the norm, eyes, and archetypes of the world, what they are trying to do. And Stephen K. Bannon has always had the wonderful metaphor, the idea that they're not going to hand over, right, the keys to the kingdom, the keys to the castle. But for those of you who are true war room devotees, you'll know I said this yesterday on the show. But what Norm Eisen and all of these lawfare organizations, which we'll get into, are trying to do is essentially make the United States a country whereby there is no set of keys that you can even use to unlock the castle, because they control every single instrument, every single institution of power, from the mainstream media to academia to every lever of government to every single bureaucrat. And make no mistake, the reason why they are in such strong and intense meltdown about the fact that we are mass terminating and mass firing these bureaucrats has nothing to do with democracy. It has everything to do with we are stripping and ripping them out of the institutions that they were planning to weaponize against President Trump by turning these civil servants, right, it sounds so euphemistic, into embeds who are going to be whistleblowers and just agitators against President Trump.
Well, that game is over, and it is all being exposed. Here we have this. Elon Musk exposes the bloated, corrupt government swamped. The left can't handle it. Musk backs Trump in cutting government waste, while Democrats burn through taxpayer money like it's infinite. That's right. Here we have more. Elon Musk says they're hiding the biggest fraud ever. Fox News host, what are Doge opponents hiding? Let's check in with Stuart Varney.
The Doge people. Doge wants access to IRS data, Social Security records, and the Treasury's payment system. Elon Musk is searching up and down the federal bureaucracy. He's looking for fraud and waste. There's a lot of opposition to this. There are privacy and security concerns. Michelle King, the acting Social Security Commissioner, stepped down today. Before that, senior Treasury official David Lieberich retired after clashing with the Doge people. Countless lawsuits have been filed, but, this begs the question. What has Musk found out so far? Okay, look at this. Over 15 million people are on the Social Security rolls, aged between 110 and 159. And nearly 3,000 are listed aged between 200 and 360. It's laughable, isn't it? Obviously, hardly any of these people are alive. A ruling 10 years ago stopped checks going to anyone over 115. But clearly, the government's bookkeeping is an absolute shambles, which opens the door to waste and fraud. We would have known this if it weren't for the Doge guys. Why does anyone object to us finding out? Then there is the $4.7 trillion worth of Treasury payments that are, quote, untraceable. Musk found that there was no tracking code on the checks that went out, so nobody knows who got the money. No wonder there is serious opposition to Musk burrowing into the computer system. These are young, brilliant engineers. Who else is going to dive into the government's money pit? My sense is that voters want to know where their money's been going, and Musk is the guy to find out. There are going to be more revelations the more he digs in. His opponents are playing defense, which begs another question. What are they hiding?
What are they hiding? Well, we're going to find out very soon because the truth is coming out. Here we have another clip from Illuminati Bot.
Going through the CIA's declassified documents and Well, there I was, judging motherfuckers for thinking that there were cameras in the birds, but here I am going through the CIA's declassified documents, and bitch, there are fucking cameras in the birds. So here I am, scrolling through, and I see, what is that? Bird camera program? Alright. What is the literal first sentence? Technical collection team has been formed to demonstrate the operational utility of the avian asset. As a part of this effort, a new bird camera has been designed, which weighs less than the old one, and which uses a 16mm film with motion compensation instead of the 9mm size. So we were doing this like way back in the day in 1976 when we were still using film. And so I continue scrolling down, and they continued this. This was something they updated multiple times and continued to fund. Just in 1976, or from when I can find these documents, they funded almost $1 million into this program. And you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me that they couldn't do similar stuff today? Look at that camera. That's obvious as shit, but this was in the 70s. And I'll leave you with something else that
man. Oh, pigeon cameras. Lovely. Jonah Goldberg, Trending Politics, posting this 7 hours ago. Jonah Goldberg, the CEO, the co-founder of the Dispatch, is trying to discredit Elon Musk and DOGE by relating them to WMD search in Iraq? Of course, this is on CNN.
For 150 years.
Narrative alert. Narrative alert.
I mean, I don't disagree with anything people said, but I think there's another front in the politics that's not getting a lot of attention. Elon Musk is just making this stuff up as he goes along, right? And it's a little, someone was comparing it to search for WMDs in Iraq, right? He's constantly looking for stuff and then declaring he's found something, and it turns out he didn't find what he's declaring he's found, right?
The Social Security...
At least he just admitted that there weren't any WMDs in Iraq. I mean, I guess that's a good thing.
Example, it's claimed that millions of people who are 150 years old, which was a misreading of the data, which, by the way, in the current disinformation environment that we occupy, is repeated.
Of course, CNN does occupy the disinformation arena. Oh, man, this is too good.
As fact, not just by him, but as the president, going back to like the Gaza condoms example.
So my point is that right now, anybody who knows anything about public policy can see where he's getting stuff wrong, and eventually that will become manifest outside. Sort of to Kristen's point about this town, eventually they're going to start doing stuff that normal people will realize is just wrong, and it'll take the veneer of expertise off of all this. At the same time, there is a serious rift on the MAGA right. Steve Bannon, who I'm not a fan of, wants a New Deal style, big welfare state kind of government. He's anti-libertarian. He's sort of nativist. And he sees Musk as basically a globalist libertarian. And those two things are hard to reconcile. And every day, Bannon is saying more and more, this guy is a fraud and all that kind of stuff. Those tensions are eventually going to play out within Trump's coalition. I see the
CNN, you gotta love it. The disinformation network on full display for America. Gotta love it. CNN on full display. What else have we got here? Okay. How much went to illegals? DOGE finds nearly $40 billion in spending linked to government-issued credit cards. What? Government-issued credit cards, baby. Yeah, I think we need to find out what their minimums were. Let's take a look. $5,000 checks for all Americans? That's coming, baby. Are you ready for this? I am.
Efficiency. This would be wild. Elon Musk is proposing a DOGE dividend for all American taxpayers. According to the Forbes article, Elon is going to ask President Donald Trump about a proposal for a DOGE dividend that would give taxpayers a refund check of $5,000 funded by the savings from his Department of Government Efficiency. The proposal calls for 20% of DOGE targeted $2 trillion savings to be returned to the 79 million tax-paying households, which Fishback said would result in about $5,000 per household. DOGE is already doing an amazing job uncovering fraud and extra spending and cutting costs for American taxpayers. But can you actually imagine if you got a check in the mail from DOGE for $5,000? And also, what would all the DOGE haters say when they receive their checks? My question to you is, if this happens, what are you going to do with the money? As always, let me know down below.
Let me know down below. Yeah, I am happy. This is all good news. It's happening in real time. You are witnessing it, folks. What is this? The Rabbit Hole posting top countries that receive money from USAID. What is it? Ukraine. What? 16,000 million. What the frick? Ethiopia. I mean, I don't even know how to read these numbers. They're so insane. Oh, my goodness. Here we have more. Harold Hutchinson, Republican strategist, going with Scott Jennings. He erupts when Democrats complain about high prices.
You're tired of the waste? You want me to fix
But
this?
they didn't vote to have Elon Musk rooting through their data.
Well,
my point is...
No, we did, honey. We did. We did vote for Elon Musk to go through the data. All right? It wasn't a secret. They said it on the campaign trail freaking every day. So you're going to go on CNN and say, we didn't vote. Yes, we did. All right? And what he's doing with a fine-tooth comb with the DOGE boys down at the Treasury Department, sleeping on the freaking floor, that's what we asked for. And I want more of it. Keep going. Let's see this.
Something different. My point is, ultimately, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Joe Biden or you're Donald Trump. If people don't feel like you have materially made their lives better, if people don't feel like you got inflation down or costs down, you will pay the price. And the people who pay the price are the Republicans who are up in the midterms.
It was funny that he said, yes, I'm going to cut government, I'm going to cut waste, I'm going to cut fraud, you know what else he said? He was going to cut prices. That hasn't happened.
The prices haven't gone down yet. He hasn't got inflation under control. Oh, the egg prices. We can't buy freaking eggs. We can't make our omelets. Well, guess what? It takes time. So everyone just take a deep breath over there at CNN and let the policies take root. And then we can celebrate. And then you guys will be muzzled. You won't have anything to say. And I'm here for it. You guys can keep screaming all you want. What does Scott Jennings got to say? Come on, where are you at, Scott?
That's not something.
Here he is.
Well, in 3 weeks, he could fire 75,000 people, right?
Do you think it is a legitimate political debating point for the previous administration to have overseen historic inflation over 4 years and then you to come out and say, 4 weeks, I guess Trump's a failure.
He said on day one, I will lower your grocery prices, and he has not done it. And prices have gone up.
On your point, I agree with you that the ultimate measurement of him will be on whether people feel less economic anxiety. I disagree that he hasn't done anything. A lot of his executive orders were aimed at energy, which is, I think, the fastest thing he can do.
Although energy prices are going up.
Energy regulations. But really, what he does now over the next couple of months with the Congress, I mean, his real agenda will come in the reconciliation bill. Taxes, energy, immigration. I mean, the stuff he really ran on, that's where the real policy rubber hits the road. And he's going to have to get these guys in Congress to go along with him. And they're obviously working on it right now. But if they cannot get that done, that will be a problem. But I think they'll get there.
By the way, Elon Musk has no executional mandate. He can just...
Yeah, we got to get Congress on board. Of course, we have an America First mandate, President Trump at the helm. I think he can pull Congress behind him. We don't have any Paul Ryans to deal with, thank God. So at least we can see that this America First mandate is going to push forward. We got executive orders. We can balance we can put the laws in place with the executive orders, just codify. That's all we need to do. Okay, we got Jesse Waters. This was 6 hours ago. The Democrat media diet is ultra processed news, and Democrats are getting sick from it.
Better show. When I get praised in the press, I don't trust it.
Yes.
If the New York Times says something good about me, I figure I must be doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And if I knew you were watching last night, Harold, I would have had a much better show.
I was on.
You were on. You were.
It was a great show.
So you were watching for the judge, probably. I got it. You guys have a thing. You're hearing about the Trump derangement syndrome, and Greg, what you put inside your body with food, what you put in, what you get out. Same thing with your media diet. the Democrat media diet is ultra processed news. You get Maddow, 60 Minutes, New York Times, and it makes them sick. What they need is a healthy, balanced diet. Little filet of Fox, a side of Joe Rogan, sprinkle a little Musk on top. You'll feel better and you'll think better. And right now, they're not getting the news and information that we're getting. If you just think about the government for a second, Nancy Pelosi's making more money than Warren Buffett. SEC is asleep at the wheel. The DOD's losing $6 billion in Ukraine. Catholics are harassed. Pete Hegseth just got audited. You go down the list. It's a mess. And if you touch it, they're scared because they think it's their government. And they think it's their money. The way they talk about it, it's like the DNC is being audited. And in a way, they're right because everybody that works in the government's a Democrat. So the way they recycle money is they tax it, they take it, and they give it to the Democrats. And then the Democrats win elections, and then they hire more people to work for the government. Have you noticed any Republicans complaining about not getting federal money? Where are all the right-wingers that are getting $40 billion for a study? Where are the Second Amendment groups that are getting $13 million for a hub for Second Amendment rights? It doesn't exist.
Or what about the countries that are supposedly getting help from USAID? They're not complaining.
No one's complaining. It's almost like they don't even notice the money's gone because a lot of it's stolen. If you were at CNN and you slashed 10% of the CNN headcount, what would happen? You turn on to see Wolf Blitzer, you wouldn't see Bars and Tone. You'd see handsome Wolf Blitzer doing the news. You could cut 10% from any company.
Not
and it probably wouldn't make it.
Not this one.
We are so lean and mean.
This is the leanest company I've ever seen.
You've overstepped the line.
I'll take 10% of your salary.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Gutfeld staff could lose a few headcount.
Oh, let's keep going, baby. What do we got this? Elon Musk. This was posted by Ian Yeager 8 hours ago. Elon Musk has said that our politicians are, in fact, receiving kickbacks from Ukraine funding. Now, this shouldn't really come as a surprise to anybody, because if you think about what RFK and Don Jr. and Tucker Carlson have all been saying, I mean, even when Tucker did that tour, remember that national tour he did? What did he say? I mean, Don Jr., RFK Jr., they were saying it right there on the stage. They said that all the money going to Ukraine is just going right back to the United States to fund the military-industrial complex. And then what happens? The lobbyists say, we need more bombs, we need more tanks, we need more bullets. And who gets those contracts? It's our own military-industrial complex. It just continues this circle. It continues. So the kickbacks, I'm sure, as Elon is discovering, is really nothing new. Let's continue here. Elon Musk 6 hours ago posting, House Democrats are trying to hide the biggest fraud in history. He was quote tweeting Mario in the fall. House Dems try to kill Elon's DOGE program. Need just 3 GOP defectors. Oh, really? Just 3? House Democrats are trying to shut down DOGE by pushing the Taxpayer Data Protection Act. Give me a break. Which would block DOGE from accessing IRS records to root out waste and fraud. They're desperately hunting for 3 House Republicans. So, I mean, all they got to do is find 3 rhinos. It says here, targeting Representative Mike Lawler, Brian Fitzpatrick, and Don Bacon to help them block Elon's reforms. While Democrats fear an unelected billionaire making government more efficient, Republicans argue that DOGE is essential to tackling the $36 trillion national debt and holding Washington accountable. And he is citing Fox News Digital. Okay, 3 rhinos. So that's kind of scary, actually. And we got this from Charlie Kirk. He posted this. Kevin O'Leary, going on CNN. What does he have to say? He has a message for the Doge boys. Let's listen.
Put into it for the tech. No, I think the issue is they're not whacking enough. There's this concept in private equity when you get a bankrupt company and you go in there, you cut 20% more than your initial read. And then you find like a pool of mercury, the organization gels back together again. Always cut deeper, harder when there's fat and waste. The FAA, it's not the people. The code is cobalt. It's from the 60s. It needs CapEx put into it for the technology to be upgraded to make it safer. fat like a chicken. All of these agencies are like big fat chickens dripping over barbecues of fat. This is the best barbecue I've ever seen, but I don't think it's happening fast enough. They're not cutting enough. Keep slashing, keep hacking while you have a 24-month mandate before the midterms. Cut, more cutting. Believe me, it's going to work out just great. Everybody should be happy
with the nuclear codes, cut them too.
Cut everything. Because if you don't see what they're doing and they can't show you that they're adding value, you whack.
But it's not clear that they're even asking people to show us what you're doing. Again, this was a story Friday, and literally Elon said, oops, we gotta rehire them because nobody knows how to do what these people know how to do.
Yeah, the nuclear thing. Okay, gets it wrong once in a while. Big deal. So what?
I agree with that.
That's 10% of the time.
It's okay. I actually think it's okay if they run into a stumble here or there because the project is so massive. The need to cut is so massive. The government is so massive. It's inconceivable that you wouldn't make a mistake here or there. But I think that's acceptable if the greater goal is achieved, which is a smaller government, more efficient government. Trim the fat.
Even if someone dies, or even if someone, because
are you alleging that someone has died from this?
We don't know. I'm talking about when the rubber meets the road. I'm talking about, for example, Kansas City, 30,000 government employees might be laid off. It will destroy.
Kansas City, 30,000 government employees laid off. Oh, you know what? Cry me a river. Okay. What about all those military men, the soldiers, the ones that protect our country? They all got fired. Why? Because they refused a mandate. You know, this is all ridiculous. But you know what's not ridiculous is the fact that we have something that just happened here in studio, totally unexpected. And it's like, you won't believe what just happened. What is that? It's Elijah Schaffer right here in studio joining us on the grounds at CPAC. What's up, Elijah?
Dude, you know what's so weird is I was walking past the hotel room. This is no joke. And I hear a voice coming out. And I go, is that the Gary Franchi? This is a legend, right, in his own right. And you know his voice anywhere around the world. And we knocked. We didn't know he was live. And we went, boom, 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 boom. And then he opened the door because he's a very friendly guy in real life. Trust me, he's very friendly. And he let us in. And he's like, yo, you want to come on while the video was going? So this was unexpected, but that's the kind of guy Gary is. And I'm happy to be here, man. I'm so glad you're here. I feel like it's been years maybe since we've seen each other in person. Has it?
Yeah, I think it's been a long time.
I was living in Australia.
Yeah.
Hanging out. I was living in a kangaroo pouch underneath a bridge with some Aboriginals, drinking whiskey, hanging out, playing some didgeridoo. But I'm happy to be here, man, and I'm happy to see your channel is successful. The people are back, baby. It's totally grinding. You got a massive audience here tonight. What's up to you guys who are out there? I'd love to see in the chat. Where are you guys watching from? Are you watching from the West Coast? Watching from Central, the East Coast? Are you out of the country and you just care about what's going on in the world? I'd love to see. I got the chat open on my phone, so I want to see where you guys are at because I'm an international kind of guy, but I love America first, man. Thanks for having me on.
I love seeing all the Aussies and New Zealanders and people from all over the world watching this show. But I want to ask you, like, what is your – because we're in the DOGE segment right now.
Oh,
I love
great.
the DOGE.
Yeah, I track this deeply, right?
What's that?
I have a website now. I don't know if you know. It's like millions of readers a month now.
What?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's called vigilantnews.com.
Right on.
Yeah, we got several million readers a month.
Wow!
And
congratulations.
We've been covering DOGE. So yeah, let's talk about this.
Tell me your initial thoughts on what we've seen so far this week, and I mean we're only 30 days into President Trump's administration.
Well, okay. Here's the deal. Let's give an accurate take. Next News Network, we only give accurate takes. And so, look, I'd love to kiss Trump's ASS. I'd love to lapdog up for Elon. But here's what I think. I think you got two very powerful and influential men who have decided to work together. And every man who's watching this, women too, if you're married to a strong man or you know them, is that we know when we're strong. We know when we have our abilities. But one thing that happens when you start to get really strong or influential or get money or raise up in your job, whether it's blue collar, white collar, is you realize you can't build a house alone. You know, you can't do everything. You might know how to do everything, but you can't physically do it. So what I think what's happened here is you have two men, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, who have decided that they might be at the tip of their ability to actually execute. They don't have enough time to do everything they want to do. And so they've come together and they've decided, look, the only way to shake up this thing, because I'm telling you, I watch Shark Tank. I want to say this is very important. What does Kevin O'Leary, what do they always say to people that have small businesses? What happens if you die? What happens if you die? What goes on? And so JD Vance, Trump, and Elon go, look, they could kill any one of us. They can't kill all of us. It was risky on the Hannity conversation being in the same room, but hey, let's be smart. Just be in the White House together, and let's move, and let's try to dismantle the government together. And I think that that's what we're seeing today is JD's three very strong men come together and say the only way to hurt the Democrats, because honestly, it's the Republicans too now. I hate to say it to your audience. It's Republicans too. Nancy Mace and all these people. They're doing good jobs on transgenderism and whatnot, but when it comes to actually focusing on waste, these people are getting kickbacks. And I think that's why they kicked Vivek out. Because I think they kicked Vivek out, from my understanding from the inside. This is a bit of private information here. I knew about Vivek getting kicked out of the inside weeks before everyone else, to a point where I got fact-checked on X saying he didn't get kicked out. And I knew he did.
Really?
Because I have friends at X.
He got kicked out.
Yeah. He got pushed out.
So he wasn't just leaving to go and start a campaign.
No.
Oh, wow.
His comments about the American people were so offensive to Americans. I mean, he said that we're mediocre. He did. He said that we care more about entertainment and things, and that's partially true. But you know what? I'm going to say this.
Yeah, there was a big dust up. He had some comments he made online. This was during the H-1B visa debate.
Right, and I know you don't shy away from the truth, but we got to play it smart with these big tech overlords. And what I'm saying is this: I have more hope in America than he does, and that's what I think Elon and Trump has that Vivek doesn't have. It's very unpopular. I don't think Vivek is bad. Yeah. I just think he represents a part of America that doesn't get it yet. Where, in the last election, 56% of Americans were Democrats. This year is 52% were Republicans. Do you know that? Over half of America are Republicans now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the numbers are speaking for themselves. Even CNN is being forced to report this shift.
You saw MSNBC today was reporting on the DOGE stuff. And they said DOGE stuff, like, just massive corruption and government waste. And they come out and they say, the guy goes, $68 million was wasted on Social Security, and then corrects himself. He goes, wait, $68.9 billion. Whoa. I felt like he was you or me right there, like an average person going, wait, what the heck? Like, it's like you see a hot girl, right? And they go, that girl has a P instead of a V. And you go, what? I just checked out a dude? And you feel like you're an idiot because you realize that, you got duped. And I feel like the mainstream media kind of has that too, where they're like, it's kind of like the T moment going on for them, where they just go, wait, you mean, and by the way, $70 billion of overpayment. So it's not that we have like corruption. It's just that people that are supposed to get less money are getting more. And then do you see the experts, what they said about that?
What's that?
Oh, you're freaking out. $70 billion wasn't given away to fake dead people for corruption. We gave it to illegal aliens who had fake Social Security numbers so that they could get their child tax credits. So we found out that we were giving away $70 billion to illegals so that they could also get child tax credits. If you're watching this right now, I have 2 kids under 2. You have multiple kids. What, 4? 3?
3 boys.
3 boys. Yeah. I have 2 boys. Imagine this. What could you do right now with your income tax? What could you say? I want to see in the chat right now. Tell me right now. I know this is kind of personal. We're not trying to extract them out the IRS. They're the ones getting audited, not you. What is it that you would really want? What could you do with $5,000, right? $5,000 today. Would you pay a mortgage payment? Would you pull out, a loan? Would you refinance something? Would you buy your girlfriend new tits? I don't know. You know what I mean? Don't tell your wife. No, I'm kidding. But it's like, what would you do with that? And to think of the fact that right now with the savings that they got with DOGE, they could give us all each $5,000 back on a tax credit.
Think about that.
That's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
Isn't it wild?
Just send me the check. Let's cash it.
Hey, look, $5,000 and I'm buying a little bit of brandy. I'll buy a nice bottle for once. We'll all have a good time. Even if you don't drink, you can celebrate that. But it's like, but I will say this. This is a caveat here that I think is important. What do I think about it? I think this. I think for the first time in our lives, which we never have, we'll either have Rand Paul or we'll have, somebody else out there, including Trump or his sons, one guy sort of, appropriating what he wants to do with the country. I think we have 2 guys who are in a competition, and I love a good 2 strong men in competition. And this is why I'm different than the mainstream media and the Trump pro-Trump crowd. They're like, no, there's no competition. They're completely in sync. I don't think they are, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think you have 2 very rich, very wealthy, very legacy-focused men with a lot of children who want to leave a damn good impression on the rest of the country. And they need to impress each other, and they need to make sure that they're both pushing the limit of what they can do. And I think that's a very good thing to have two strong men. We got to get back to that. Strong men in society working together, like you and I. We have two different shows, two different networks, two different jobs, two different employees, whatever, many different employees. But the key thing is what? We have the same mission. It's to see America made great again. And I do feel like the first Trump, we had Trump by himself. The second Trump, we had Trump against everyone. But this Trump right now, we have Trump with Elon. And I know the Qatari family, the Saudi Arabian family are worth more, behind the scenes. Vladimir Putin's worth more. He's worth 13 trillion or whatever, the whole GDP and oil that's going on there. But in terms of cash, liquid value, trading assets in the main system, Elon Musk is the richest person, and he's on pro-Team America. Do I trust him long term? I don't trust anyone long term. But do I like what's happening now? Yeah.
So do I. Elijah Schaffer, everybody. A surprise moment. Great to see Elijah in the house. What is up, man? Did not expect that. Yeah, I heard a knock on my door. Thankfully, it wasn't the SWAT team. Now, the numbers are mind-boggling. $40 billion in credit card spending, tens of millions of fraudulent Social Security claims, Pentagon waste that would make your head spin, and now Elon Musk has revealed that politicians are receiving kickbacks from Ukraine funding. The deep state is throwing everything they have to stop these investigations, from lawsuits to media smear campaigns. They're even comparing DOGE to the weapons of mass destruction search in Iraq. Yeah, that's a stretch, right? But at least they're admitting there were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. But here is what's keeping Washington insiders awake at night. If this is what Musk and Trump found in just 30 days, what will they uncover in the next 30 days? How deep does this corruption really go? Leave your predictions in the comments below. And are you ready to join the waste fighting revolution? Well, grab your limited edition MAGAvengers hoodie and gear at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com.